I had just got released from the LA Clippers. I went to the Philippines for a short stint, played over there for about 3 months, and ran into one of my old friends, Dwayne McClain. And he was on the way to Australia. And I talked to my agent about playing somewhere else. There was a job in Germany, there's a job in Australia. And me, never been anywhere but the Philippines, thinking, where the hell is Australia? Australia. And I'm thinking Australia, kangaroos. I know a little bit about Australia, but not a lot. And talked to my agent, you know, and I'd heard of Andrew Gaze, obviously, played in America. And I said, look, I'm going to give it a shot. My intention was to come over here, play for a year, work on my skills, get back to the NBA. I'd had, you know, a short stint in LA, a short stint with the Philadelphia 76ers. So when I got here, after that long flight, let me just tell you about that flight. Today, you can fly from Sydney to America, or Sydney to California in 12, 14 hours. For some strange reason, it took me 31 hours to get here. I went from Atlanta to Texas, LA to Hawaii, Hawaii to New Zealand, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. By the time I got here, I was jet lagged and drunk from flying. Memories are leaving LA Coliseum, which held about 18,000, 20,000, coming to Albert Park, old Albert Park, with the orange seats and pigeon shit everywhere, okay? Possum shit, pigeon shit, whatever it was. And I walked into that stadium and it was dark. The rings were probably 9 feet. And I'm thinking to myself, surely this is not where we're gonna play. In the first week of training, Andrew was actually overseas playing in Italy, I think he was, or Spain. And so there was all this big talk about Andrew Gaze, and I knew who he was, but I didn't know how well he could play. And first week of training was a bit odd because, look, I didn't have my legs on me. They thought I was bigger than I was. They thought I was 6'8". They thought they were looking for a small forward. I was more of a guard. But then once we played that first practice game, I think they realized how valuable I could be for the Tigers. And, you know, it worked from there.
For the first time, the Tennis Centre plays host to an NBL match. And playing tonight, the Melbourne Tigers against the Canberra Cannons.
My first game was at the Tennis Centre, and 37 points. I started off pretty slow, but I remember Dave Simmons saying, I'm going to get you the tip, just take off. And Dave tipped the ball, and it just came right in my hands, and the first play was a dunk.
And we're away. Straight away, Dave Simmons slaps it to Copeland. Lanard Copeland jams it for 2. About 2 seconds that took, and what a fantastic start for the Tigers.
And I think from then on, the crowd just went crazy. They embraced me because they wanted to see the excitement. And I read that straight away. These guys love dunks out here. And that was my game too. I love to dunk. We played the Canberra Cannons and had a big win. And I think that second game, Andrew came in and we just gelled from there. The alley-oop to me, I think, became dynamic because Australian basketball was keen on excitement. They wanted the upping, flowing, fast game. They would watch the American basketball and see the guys. And I'm not taking anything away from the Australian players. Surely there were guys that could dunk out here. But I think with the addition of Andrew throwing that pass and just putting it in the air, back then, putting it anywhere, and me trying to go get it. I didn't catch everything, but I almost caught everything. And the fact that he would throw it up and I'd go get it, and other teams hated it, and our fans loved it. It just made it a signature play for us, and that was my style of play. That was his style of play. So, look, it worked for us, and right now people still talk about it. I've been here 19 years. I think the thing that makes you want to stay here in Australia is the kindness of people, the way people embrace you. I mean, you look at Australian basketball has gone from its highs and lows, and I was a part of the highs, I think. In the early 90s, basketball was huge, you know. We had 15,000 at the Tennis Centre, the rivalries of the Melbourne teams. And honestly, without being arrogant or bragging, probably now there are a lot more people that recognize us older guys, Andrew, myself, Carol McDonald, Mark Davis, all the older guys, because basketball was so big back then. I mean, and basketball went through its highs and lows, and a lot of the big-time superstars aren't playing anymore. But the fact that people still know and appreciate what you did and the kindness of people. I got 4 daughters here, and it's hard to say I'm going to go back to America when the crime rate's down. It's just a great place to raise your kids. So, you know, I love it. I'm going to be here.